Hello and welcome to Follow Everton. I'm Ryan, your host today, and I'm joined with the legendary pundits that are Steve, Ellie, and Mr. Andy Mabbs. How are we, guys?
Okay, you know.
Mabbsy, unmute yourself.
Sorry, yeah, all good.
So first and foremost, did we manage to sit through the whole match yesterday?
No. That commentary in the first half. How can Everton every consistent year not manage to boo a stream? Ever. Every single year it's I'm sorry, we had a technical difficulty. And then we had that yank commentary for the first half. Unbelievable. Good. Thank God we got Diamond and Darren back for the second, but I fell asleep. I came home, had done a shift from work and put it on, but I fell asleep after 60 minutes. Didn't see the rest of it.
What's going on with your microphone? It sounds like you're in a bit of a wind tunnel.
Me?
Oh, that's better. What's happening to it?
It's kind of broken off, so I don't know exactly what's wrong.
What have we been doing with it?
Nothing. It's just broken off, so it's
Been practicing your Madonna routines, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
Steve, did you manage to sit through the full game till?
Of course.
And the trophy lift?
No, I swear that. No.
Some of the players did as well.
Yeah, it looked like, didn't it? Thought it was a bit disrespectful there not to wear a shirt. They were all in normal t-shirts and training tops. I thought they should have all put the shirts back on.
I know, well, this is more for the trophy cabinet. You'd expect them to at least put the full kit back on and they can get the confetti out.
Do it, John Terry.
There was no sign of James actually in that trophy lift. What did you make of that?
It is what it is. If he goes, he goes. If he stays, he stays. It's, I'm not asked anymore. You know what? I lost everything for James. When he disrespectful, got on the flight at 9 o'clock when we were playing Wolves. You know what I mean? He hasn't had any decency to show the fans any respect for what's gone on this season when he could have delayed the flight by, he could have gone at midnight, gone for the game, catch the flight afterwards. But no, couldn't be arsed. And you know what? I'm not indifferent anymore. If he stays, he stays. If he goes, so be it.
I'm the same, Mabbsy. I just think he showed us totally disrespect, especially the first time when there's all the kids who after that Wolves game wanted to see him, and he was sat at home in Formby or he was on a flight, whichever it was.
Or prepared to go.
And that's bad management from Everton. We all know Ancelotti threw his hand in at Christmas. So that's probably why he let him. I'd just get shut of him. I just think he's a luxury we don't need. We can't. On his day, he'll have 1 or 2 games a year, but he's just a luxury that we carry a passenger in the team when he's playing, to be honest with you. That's what I feel.
As I say, no player is bigger than the club. You know what I mean? If you want to go, athlete, just go, because Everton's been around before, and Everton were around way before after you've left. Like Ancelotti. Yeah, fine, good riddance, don't want to be it, sounds.
We'll touch on that in a moment. Jeff says, good evening, Jeff. Welcome.
Good evening, Jeff.
Good evening, Jeff.
Thanks for watching. I've got a couple of comments. Keep them coming in.
It's a good friend of mine.
Is he?
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Excellent. Steve, this one's for you.
Tipped off at Christmas. Zidane was going, and he threw the towel in from Christmas, and I believe part of his contract was if we didn't get Europe, he could walk. How true that is, I don't know, but it looked at it. Come Christmas, the towel went in, and he wasn't asked. Playing boring shite football constantly, picking the same dross week in, week out, and what annoyed me more than anything, with 10 games to go, we kept on saying, "Oh, we're still in the fight for Europe. We want Europe. We want this." And there was no passion. There was nothing. He threw the towel in at Christmas.
Do you think so? He was going to Madrid, and he didn't want
I think
Europe
he knew.
with a clause in his contract.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, as I said on previous podcasts before, David Ancelotti had said, as David Ancelotti's wife rather, had started to pack in her personal trainer 2 weeks before this was all kicking off. He knew what was happening. He knew he was leaving.
Mm-hmm.
So be it.
It also makes you wonder whether the burglary. This might sound very cloak and dagger, but whether the burglary did happen, and they've just used that as an excuse.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised, but obviously, we have to take things at face value. We're going to talk about the game now. Last night, of course, we'll touch on some other things as more people drop into the stream and comment. A lot of people coming back from work now and having their tea, and we'll be putting us on the TV while they're cooking their their tea. Going into the fridge for a Rustler's burger, Andy.
Yeah, probably something like that.
So last night, the team. It was nice to see that Ancelotti had gone with a team that resembled something close to potentially our strongest side, and I mean,
Rafa.
exempt players. Yeah, sorry, you've got me in there. Did I say? Nice to see that Rafi, and see what you've done to me there. Nice to see that Rafa went with, arguably the strongest team he had available at that point in terms of the internationals being away. He wanted to win the game. He looks good in his Everton, the black smart polo shirt. No, Steve's shaking his head, not happy at all. We're going to get, because I haven't had you on the show in a little while, Steve, so we'll get your opinion on Rafa as well at some point. But just focusing on this game, it was pleasing to see that he'd gone with a strong team and he hadn't dithered with the lineup straight away and played a few kids.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was good to see. It was nice to see. Firstly, when we kicked, I thought, here we go again. Holgate, I think the first pass he done was backwards. Nearly caught Begovic on the off. And he has this thing, Holgate, where he turns around fast and just boots it backwards. And you see the keeper thinking, where's that coming from? And I thought,
Begovic, isn't he? Be prepared from your own team as well.
Yeah. So that was nice. But then we got our game together and we started going forward, and it was nice to see forward passes for a change, probing passes through the middle. That was nice.
Just to remember the team for everyone watching, Begovic in goal, Seamus Coleman at right back. The centre-backs were Mason Holgate and Ben Godfrey. Luca Dean at left back, and then the midfield anchor, Alan, supported by Decore. And then the winger, Alex Iwobi, and the number 10, James, don't think he turned up. And Andros Townsend on the right, and Moise Keane apparently was playing up front for us. So, yeah, it was a strong team. I've been absolutely done. Someone's going to be filming that back and showing that to me. Who's Ancelotti? Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you're well. Hope you had a nice birthday the other day. Jeff says the players look like they had stopped playing for Ancelotti a while before last season finished. They knew he was off. You think? Yeah, definitely. So last night, the first 45 minutes, Millonarios total control, weren't they? I mean, it was. They were faster, they were quicker, they were stronger than us in every department, and their right winger was kind of. Steve described on the phone to me. What did he say? Breezed past Luca Dean like he wasn't there.
No, he taught him a new one.
I think we've got to again. I'm not going to. It's hard for Everton because at the end of the day, that it must have been scorching out there. Millonarios, they're used to it. I don't know how long they've been back or when their league even starts.
They're halfway through the season, Mabbsy.
Oh, so the match fit then?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So their match fit. We're nowhere near fit because the players are conditioning. So we've got to put that into perspective as well.
Of course, yeah.
Let's be honest. But what I hate on Facebook, and it annoys me on Twitter when they're not winning, they're having to go to the team. this game is more about conditioning than anything else. Let's be honest, okay, we want a silly cut, what they fucking do. You know what I mean? But it's more about getting your team gelled, getting your players conditioned, and hot weather training. So,
in fairness, coming in there on that Mabbsy, they are halfway through the season, so they were naturally sharper for that first 40 minutes. We'll talk about the second half in a moment, but they did tail off for me. They're not used to the heat. Apparently, in Bogota, it's not as hot as we've been made out. They were just as not used to the heat as us. Apparently,
it must be humid. It still must be humid in Bogota. Come on, I'm not having that.
It's what a Millonarios fan actually said on our live stream yesterday. That they're not
surprising.
Maybe he's just making an excuse.
Maybe getting early. Just an interesting fact about them, actually. They are the blue and white team of Bogota. There's a red team as well. So they're the good guys, Millonarios. And I think they showed a lot of quality. They moved the ball quite quick. They were technically decent. The defence was all right. Their goalkeeper, he wasn't the best, really. But I think in terms of wide players and movement in the attacking midfield areas and up front, I think they had a lot going for themselves. And we struggled to get a grips with the pace of the game. I felt for the first half, I mean, Andrew sums it up perfectly. Hi, Andrew. He's saying, first off, we didn't turn up. He's spot on. The one positive thing, I mean, there's a couple of positives, really, that I noticed. Everton were moving the ball forwards in general more. They were taking less touches on the ball. They were trying to link up with each other. The full-backs wanted to get forward. And, okay, they gave the ball away an awful lot. But they were more positive. The execution wasn't quite there, but they were more positive in that first half. But ultimately, they were overrun, weren't they, in that first 45 minutes by a Colombian team?
Yeah, but we also with our own downfall in areas as well, where we were passing the ball back. Alan lost one right on the edge of the area in the first, I think, 10, 15 minutes. You know, I hate it. I just hate all that. Let's get it out. And you seen Begovic take control and said when he had Godfrey and Holgate coming back, Begovic was like saying, "No, get up." And you see, he took control of the situation. I was quite impressed with his leadership from the back, to be honest with you.
I noticed there was a lot of gaps between midfield, defence, and the forwards. There wasn't enough numbers at times, and both of the two players. I know we played a 4-2-3-1. The two wide players tucked inside very narrow at times, so they were basically chasing their tails for that 45 minutes.
I think we've got to appreciate Begovic is a good goalie for being the second backup, because at the end of the day, he's got so much Premier League experience. You know what I mean? He's a Premier League veteran, let's be honest. So I'm quite happy with him, and he's a leader. Goalies are leaders, and he's got the experience, and hopefully he will push Pickford this season. Personally, that's my opinion of him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you.
Moise Keane obviously started the game. He was a bit off it, really, I felt. He didn't seem to look interested.
Sulking
because he's not getting his move.
Yeah, well, he will be. Yeah.
So why are we bothering? Why are we playing? What's the point?
Well, what's the point in not playing him? We haven't got another striker, so we might as well take him, and to our own benefit, really. He's going to sulk his way into a move. We all know that's going to happen. We all know. But out there, PSG with all their oil money, as you said the other day, Brian, come in with a loan deal. That's cheeky. Honest to God.
Especially when they spent 75 million on Isaac or something ridiculous. And then they want to loan Moise Keane. We'll buy him. Well, we want 40 million. I'd be quite happy with and let him go.
Yeah.
It's not a risk, is it?
They're taking the piss.
Yeah,
I think he wasn't the best. I mean, he's obviously not going to come straight away, returning to the club, playing with players. A lot of them he hasn't played much time with. So, if he does stay, I think we'll see an improved Moise Keane over the course of the season. But he doesn't seem happy. And one player who does seem happy, certainly from a media perspective, is James. But I thought Hammers, he wasn't really involved in the game yesterday. It kind of passed him by.
And Rafa's commented today about his he's already seen flaws in his fitness, and he was sort of like disappointed in his fitness levels where he is, considering he never played for the last so many games of the season, and he wasn't involved in the Copa America, and so he's actually commented he was disappointed with his fitness levels.
He actually said that.
He's actually come out and said it's in one of there's a news article on News Now that says he's seen his where his flaw was in his fitness level.
Yeah, I mean, if you could share that with me, I'd be.
I'll have a look for it in a
minute. Just going to go quickly through the comments before we move into some of the other players in relation to the first half performance. Just coming down. Kenny, I know you've been commenting quite a lot. I want to bring those comments in at the most important time, mate. If that's okay. Andrew's saying, when we receive the ball, we need to release it a lot sooner. We lost the ball by taking too many touches. I think that we were a bit better, actually, than we had been at times. We did take less touches. We did move it faster. We did try and run with the ball. But obviously, the end product wasn't great. Sometimes it was actually a little bit rushed. Jack saying, just popping by to say I won't be here. It's your dad's birthday. Happy birthday to your dad, Jack. You can watch it back on YouTube. Just while we're talking about that, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. You can find us at Follow Everton. We're up to 315 subscribers now, which is amazing. So far, we're flying with it. I think we've had about 80 subscribers in the past week. Come on, let's get to 500. Give us a subscribe. Search for at Follow Everton. Just another comment coming in from Kenny. We'll come back to them. So, anything else for the first half you want to pick up on?
Not much to be said, really. So let's be honest.
I thought Alan was going to get sent off. I thought they were going to take him off at half time because he was throwing some little sneaky tackles in there, wasn't he?
Yeah, it got a bit feisty. I think Decore and Allen didn't really get grips of that midfield, and some of the the American commentary team were finding it. It was quite amusing to hear what they were saying.
Seriously,
Rivers haven't got a hold of the game yet.
Oh, the soccer game. Sorry,
I just thought Alan. He works hard. We need, like we said this before, we need legs around him because he can be a general. He's always pointing, but we need runners around him, and it looks like we're getting that now because you couldn't have him and Gomez in the same team. They're too slow, both of them. So, but it's tackles. I just thought, what are you doing, lads? You're going to end up getting ready here. Calm yourself down. And then the one Seamus put in on that lad right down the back of his.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was nice to see we were mixing it with them. If you want to mix it, we'll mix it with you. And that was made up with that.
Holgate, thoughts on Holgate and Godfrey as a partnership? They were quiet, weren't they, in defence?
I question Godfrey's. I'm going to get slaughtered for this. I question Godfrey's decision making sometimes. And I also question Holgate's long raking passes that he just wellies upfield and hope someone gets on the end of it. He has my head in my hands out. Holgate, I'm thinking he's going to make a mistake any second. But Ben Godfrey, I just think he needs someone next to him to put his arm around him and say, listen to me, lad, you do what I tell you and you follow me. He needs it.
At the end of the day, he's a kid, isn't he? He's out. At the end of the day, he's going to make mistakes, and that's fine. At the end of the day, that will all come. Of course it will.
But there was one incident there in the first half where the lad just breezed past Luca Dean and Godfrey come over on the cover. Now, instead of using his left foot to put it out for a throw, and he used his right and put it out for a corner. And that's what I'm saying. It's just little decision thing, his decision making's like that. And then there's another one, Begovic threw it out to him and he started running and it ran out of play in the end. I don't know, he's going to be a beast. But he needs an alas alongside him.
Yeah.
From Another perspective of well, actually, I want to talk about the goal we conceded from a corner. It was typical Everton, that wasn't it? Steve, talk me through the goal.
Corner kick. Did Godfrey concede that one? Was that the one we're talking about?
I know the incident with Godfrey. He came across because Dean got ripped. It could be, but it was late at night. I was like that.
But again, no one was attacking the ball. Everyone was waiting for someone else. Andros Townsend was actually the closest to it. He didn't even jump. But then it is him on the back of their foot and went in. But a goal's a goal, isn't it? But again, we need an outlash in there who's going to take command and just say, forget this zonal marking shite. Attack the ball. Yeah. If you see that ball, go for it and attack it.
Watching it on this iPad, I'm not used to it. I'm not a cop-out. I want to watch it live or be on a TV. Not like being a cop-out. Sorry, just get it out there.
Those two centre-backs, for me, they're not really suited to any sort of low block team. They're not good enough in the air. I think I was reading a statistic before about Godfrey being in the 80th percentile of centre-backs in terms of aerial duels won. And Holgate, again, is another one who's a little bit lightweight in there. And I think if you look at the goal, it wasn't necessarily their fault. It was Demarai. Demarai jumped too soon and misses his header. And you'd argue that it's got to be one commanding centre-back and then one of the quicker next to him. And for me, that would be Mina alongside Ben Godfrey. But I think Mina's dispensable. I think Keane is also dispensable. Someone like Koulibaly, which we've talked about many times, but if that opportunity presented to get him in. I know, Steve, you've said he's got dodgy knees, but he's still better than what we've got. But in that goal, there's a lot of static marking, isn't there? Mm-hmm. Was it Townsend on the line or Godfrey on the line?
No, Andros Townsend was in front of Demarai. I think it was Godfrey who was on the line, but there's no one attacking the ball. And fortunately enough, they opted to start taking short corners instead of banging it in again. And I thought, there's an option there. So.
I'll get moving on. Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that comment.
Yeah.
So will we go Mina and...
He's not going to go. He's not going, by the way, at all. There's no chance.
Would you say, though, it should be Godfrey and Mina?
For me, I'd have them too, but I think there's not a lot between Keane and Mina, really.
No, there isn't.
They're kind of very similar, like for like. But it depends on the style of play. If we're going to be doing a lot of low block counter-attacking football, I think a Keane and a Mina's okay. They're going to head everything, more or less, and boot it away. But they're slow with the build-up at the back, and they're going to get done for pace. And they're not good 1v1. Mina does this thing where he crouches down, like it's all a bit bizarre. He's a bit unconventional, isn't he? But he's very good for Colombia in the tournament, I thought. So the goal, bit of a shambles, typical Everton shambles, but we picked ourselves up half-time, a whole host of changes. I'm going to run through the changes just to refresh your mind. And Mabbsy, I know you did fall asleep at some point during that second half. Don't blame me, mate. It's all right. It wasn't the best game. Kenny came on for Coleman at right back and Keane replaced him.
Just to provide an example, I've just come back from a 12-hour shift, so that's why I was knackered. Not like
I'll let you off. Andre Gomez was also another one that came on at half-time. Demarai Gray for Townsend and Anthony Gordon. Obviously, there were some more substitutes. Later on in the game, they were Jean-Philippe Gabamin came on for Alan. Lewis Gibson came on for Ben Godfrey quite late. And I think Broadhead, he actually did come on at half-time. So a lot of changes. And Kenny says Gordon and Broadhead very impressed. And he's saying Hellgate was his normal League One self. What do you think of Anthony Gordon and Nathan Broadhead?
I like that. I like them. I like Broadhead's directness as well. I liked when he picked the ball up and he ran. Okay, he could have squared it to Demarai Gray. It was a bit of a hard pass, to be honest with you. But what I liked about him, he ran at the defenders in the box. And he did eventually get the penalty for us with a great ball from Andre Gomez, which just put him through. But it's a long time since we've seen an Everton forward run at a defender in the box. I can't remember. Sorry.
He looked good, didn't he? He looked like he had a point to prove.
Yeah.
Well, of course, he's young, isn't he? He wants to get into this buddy squad. And, Rafa, new gaffer, sorry, is that round? But, what, you want to impress him? He's put his trust in him to take him on the plane. Of course, they're going to have a go, and that's good. That can only be a good thing for us, surely.
And that takes me back. That takes me back to the snake. He wouldn't have given them kids a run.
No, he wouldn't have taken them. He wouldn't have taken them.
Well, he'd have taken them and they'd have just been hanging round. But you look at that, when Broadhead come on yesterday, he looked exciting. Anthony Gordon did. All right, we sent him out on loan last season. But we had loads of opportunities to give blood them lads last season, and we ended up putting a short bench out. We never even put them on the bench. We had the bench, two players short on the bench, putting two goalies on the bench.
Two keepers as well, yeah.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous.
Yeah,
what's the situation with Broadhead? Because he's 23, he's just been given a new contract, and he obviously hasn't done anything at the club. He wasted a good opportunity to put us ahead, but I thought his overall performance, he looked bright and aggressive and determined. And you talk about those two players and even bring Demarai Gray into this. They've all got pace and they all wanted to run.
I mean, at the end of the day, I think I'm probably going to grace a steal at 1.5 million. I've said it. I think he would have been 15 million at least at Leicester. So I think.
But if you remember, we tried to get him from Birmingham before Leicester signed him. And I think they were quoting something like 15, 20 million quid then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we've got a steal. I mean, what is he, 24, 25?
Exactly.
25 to 25.
They shit themselves when we brought the pace on because we pushed them back. They were scared. They were scared to come out because we fought 25 from balls over the top.
25 to 25.
They shit themselves when we brought the pace on because we pushed them.
Sorry, I don't know what's happened there.
No, do I?
I thought that's my internet. Does that actually just happen to everyone? All right, okay, fair enough.
What do we think of Demarai Gray then overall? Do you think he was right to take the penalty off Gordon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just shows the confidence. His first game for his new club. He's only been with them out there a few days. I like that.
Yeah.
Are they not in the same boat?
Sorry?
They're both trying to impress, though. I mean, it was a bit unfair, maybe.
It's tough, isn't it? He scored it, so we can't argue. If he missed it, we could have talked about this forever and a day. But he scored it.
Well, Gordon missed his in the shootout, didn't he?
I didn't see the shootout.
It was Broadhead's direct running, actually, that brought the penalty there. Really nice, quick feet. And it was the only real chance, apart from the Townsend chance in the first half, which hit the crossbar, and the commentator said, my sweet grandma or something or other, which was really encouraging. Yeah. He's very lucky, wasn't he, Andros Townsend, not to score with that.
Mm.
It was a game of few and far between chances, really, for both teams. I think Everton were comfortable, certainly in that second half. Millonarios didn't really offer any threat. Like they did in the first half. They were much sharper in the first half, but they definitely dropped off us. And certainly for the first 25 minutes with these changes that we made, we looked more fluid. We had a lot more going forward. And although we didn't create a lot of chances, it was that pace and that fluidity and that determination that brought that penalty opportunity. And Broadhead did well. Directness, yeah. I mean, that's why Man United get so many penalties, because they've got players who want to run with the ball and get in the box. We
the first half should have been a penalty as well. That was a free kick or something ridiculous in the end?
I don't.
Did I dream that?
Yeah, almost keen incident. Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a bloody penalty, that, to me. Well, there we go.
But that second half, we didn't create an awful lot, but it shows that when you attack teams with pace, we do look a better team. Mm. And they were youngsters, and let's be honest, I think Gordon and Broadhead are probably going to end up not being involved this season if we bring in more players, certainly. Or are they the backup wingers?
Well, not wingers, because I would...
Not footballers.
I would have. Yeah, I think you can see what Benitez is doing, can't you? He's going to, as you say, he's going to load his wingers and supply Calvert-Lewin from both flanks.
That's what it needs.
That's what it needs. That's what it was crying out. That's what we stopped doing last season. We stopped doing it on Christmas when he got touted over there, the snake.
We kind of last season from October onwards, we lost all of our wing play, and Calvert-Lewin really suffered. But it looks like he's gone to KFC and he's ordered a wing meal and brought in 2 wingers, a left winger better than Jeremy Corbyn, and a right winger better than David Cameron, and the 2 of them now, Demarai Gray and Andros Townsend, are providing a little bit more impetus, shall we say. Certainly, I thought Andros Townsend he was the best of a bad bunch in that first half, and he had the good chance. And Demarai Gray showed he potentially could be the bargain of the decade.
Seriously think, you know what, and Andros Townsend and Gray, and also in Begovic to an extent, he's actually to signings are pretty decent what he's done. Good business. Let's not, okay, they're not household names or they're not going to raise up, but they're decent, solid players.
Begovic,
and that's what we need.
Impressed on his debut, Steve. He made a good save in the first half, didn't he? Got down really well.
I thought I was watching him. I mean, I like to watch what's going on off the ball as well, which I'll come on to a will be after. But I was watching Begovic, and he was just talking all the time to them right along the back four, and I don't know. I just felt confident with him, and I know he's not the world, or he hasn't been the best keepers, but I just thought he gave them youngsters last night a bit of confidence.
Yeah, he's going to bring that to the training. He's going to be pushing Pickford, let's be honest, because that's what Pickford needs. Someone to say, hang on, yeah, okay, you're number 1, but are you? You know what I mean? He's got to be pushed. Yeah. And he hasn't had that for Everton, I don't think. So, you know what? Fair enough. I think you can't go out and buy a £30-40 million goalie because that's stupid to be a backup. And I think it's a solid signing.
We'll come on to the comments. We'll come on to the penalty shootout and bring Begovic in a little bit more detail shortly. And I do want to touch on the next fixture, which isn't part of the Florida Cup. But quickly, just go to the comments. Andre Gomez was one of the players brought in at halftime, and Kevin, give us a thumbs up on Facebook, please. He's saying, unfortunately, Gomez is not good enough.
Totally agree, Kevin.
We need to.
No arguments. I'd be happy for him to go.
And he says Townsend and Gray will be big for us. We only have players who can pass the ball, cross the ball, and shoot. And Calvert-Lewin will definitely be licking his lips at the chance to play with someone who will feed him. Feed the Calvert-Lewin and he will score. On the Gomez one, what do you think about him? It's make or break, really, isn't it, for him this season?
Gomez?
Oh, yeah.
I think he's gone. I personally think he's transfer listed, isn't he?
Well, here's Kevin's take on it. It's sad to say here, Gomez being linked with Benfica for 15 million. I'd take it. He's never been the same since injury. I mean, what did he do before his injury? The thing sorry, I'll just read this out first. Last year, Carlo asked him one game why Pickford wouldn't pass the whole game. Pickford responded with, I don't trust him. Apparently, Holgate heard it and apparently nearly resulted in a handbags fight.
Well, you can probably imagine that, to be honest.
So firstly, there's 2 parts there. The Gomez one, thanks for that comment, Kenny, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
There was some rumours about him going, being talking to another club. I think he just had a fitness or a minor knock. Or Steve, have you heard anything with regards to that?
No, only the Benfica thing that was 15 million that was mooted. But
he's a midfielder who doesn't create goals and doesn't assist. Yet sometimes he does look like he could control and dominate a midfield. And I think that is why we pull our hair out thinking, hang on a minute, this guy's physically good and technically good. And he's clearly got a really smart footballing brain on him. But he's
constantly going backwards with the ball because of his own lack of fitness.
Yeah.
He goes backwards so he can have a breather. And then instead of doing some bombing runs through the channels, he doesn't do that. He used to. The first season he came, he was great until he got the injury. But
I think ultimately, though, that sort of injury, you're never going to get the same player back.
Nah.
Either there's going to be a weakness there, either it's psychological. But it's like Coleman. I mean, he's been as a great servant, but again, he's not been the same Seamus since his injury.
No,
and you can't blame. You know what? It's not their fault. It's so frustrating. And I'm not going to say there's certain players that I'm happy to see the back of and good riddance, but if Gomez goes, I wish him the best of luck in the world. I really do.
Me too.
Think it's his fault.
Yeah, 1 goal he scored, really. 1 goal.
We're just trying to get rid of these overpaid players: Gylfi Sigurdsson, Andre Gomez, Cenk Tosun, Kenny. Arguably, there's a whole host of them who don't cut the mustard. And
I think we're stuck with Sigurdsson for quite a while. Don't think anyone's going to be wanting him.
With regards to,
I don't know why.
Completely lost my train of thought there. Just going to go to the people on Facebook. I know there's a lot of you watching on Facebook. Jeff Brallisford, Andrew Ford, Kenny Sale, Roy Moore, David Walsh. If you're still watching, please go over on YouTube after the video and search for Follow Everton and subscribe. We're trying to go for 500 subscribers. Come on, we can do it. Just coming back into the comments. David Grant, my brother, he is regularly on the show. He says, Gray and Townsend, good squad players. We were lacking wide options, but they can take us to the next level. He seems inspired by that. Shall I talk about the penalty shootout, which kind of was written in the stars? It wouldn't be an Everton pre-season game without a penalty shootout.
Just 2 seconds, guys. I'm going to go to the toilet. I didn't watch
okay.
it.
That's all the water you guzzling.
It wouldn't be an Everton pre-season friendly without the stream not working and a penalty shootout.
So, well, my stream was all right. I watched it on Premier Sports too.
Oh, have you got one of those? Yeah. No problem. Were you still nervous? I mean, Everton, it's still Everton in a penalty shootout. Yeah. It sounds pathetic, really, because it is a Mickey Mouse Cup, but it's that
Mickey Mouse Cup in Florida.
Literally is. But we still a bit nervous. You really wanted to
shit myself. I just thought that's it. We'll blow this year. And then when you looked at all them young lads stood up and took a penalty, I thought, hey, you know what? There was only Gordon who missed the penalty, and every penalty was a belter. And Joe's, Jesus Christ, that was. I remember John Stones doing it a few years ago in the States against Juventus. Done a Panenka like that. It was great, and I just thought the confidence then. The balls them lads had, the kids had to stand up and take one of them penalties. I just thought it was great to see, and they deserved that. But you know what I did notice? I was watching when the penalties were going, and I was watching Hammers on the line. He wasn't even clapping; he was just stood there with his arms folded. But when John Joe done his Panenka penalty, everyone, Moise Keane and everyone they were all celebrating, laughing. That was good to see as well. But well done to the lads for their stepping up to the plate. And well done for Michael Keane, by the way, for taking the first one.
Yeah, I thought Michael Keane did a good penalty. And in fairness, I think Everton's penalties were all spot on. I mean, I think Begovic probably, I know he did well to make the save that he did. I think he had the advantage there. He probably could have saved a couple more. He was unlucky not to get that one under his left. I think it just went under his left hand. But for everyone to score every penalty apart from Begovic obviously saved low to his right, and then Gordon hit the crossbar. Of course it would be Gordon to miss after he had the ball taken off him for the penalty before. Just typical, isn't it? But the penalties were slotted away really nice, and he sat there thinking, oh God, he's missing this. Yeah, he's definitely going to sky this. Yeah, no, you're going to miss this one as well. And pleasantly surprised to see them all hit the back of the net. And, high into the corner and decent penalties.
Joe Anderson, the young kid, bang.
Yeah, did well. Put it in the corner. Kevin's saying he was impressed with Jean-Philippe Gbamin, looked powerful, driving forward like a new signing. I think he's going to grow into his role, isn't he? Because he was a little bit shy at first, and then there were times where it kind of opened up for him and he stretched his legs, and I thought, oh God, he can.
Just made up.
Here.
Just made up that room that he's injured again was.
Yeah, I'm just going to touch on that. Apparently, he cramped up in training, and he was taken off on a golf buggy.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't an injury as in such. Apparently, he was cramped up.
Okay.
Right.
I made a lot of people panic on our stream yesterday previewing the game.
Yeah, I did myself.
Yeah, but everyone was going around Facebook and Twitter and everywhere that he'd been injured. So, if he's been looked like he's been stretched off, then that's an explanation as to why.
How does that lead then? I mean, is it just someone who knows someone would be texting his mate going, Gabaman's got off on a thing? And then his mate tells someone else, and then it's Steve slapping there in the middle. Very good. But it was nice to see him on the pitch, wasn't he? And he got 45 or something.
Scored a good penalty, took a good penalty as well.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, I didn't see the penalty, but I'll take your word for it.
And he's saying one good young European centre midfielder I'd like to see is Daniel Maldini from AC Milan. Paolo Maldini, yeah, he's a good player as well.
Yeah. That's his son.
So's Paolo Nutini.
10 out of 10 for that.
Do you know this like friendly that we're playing some Mexican team? Yeah. Do you think we've not? Oh yeah. Do you think we've not missed a trick here, and we should have just gone with Chile Everton? Do you think? Maybe what I mean. We're in the South. They're in America. They could have flown up.
You don't know where their season's up to, though. I mean,
true.
That Millonarios, they've got a break, or they play on Wednesday as well, and then they go back and they play another league game on Sunday.
Right. Okay. Because they're going to play Inter, weren't they? Was it we were going to play Inter, or were they going to play Inter? Or we were going to play?
The winner would have played Inter. The winner would have played the winner of the other game, I think.
Right. Okay,
and the loser would have played.
Yeah.
So we'd have probably played Inter Milan and had our asses pulled down by Lukaku.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Rebecca Broad says, "Hello."
Hello.
Rebecca.
And Kenny's saying, if Juventus want Keane, we'll take Rabiot, or if PSG lad, we'll take Julian Drax. I think he signed a new contract, doesn't he?
I would like that Ghana guy back. I don't know.
No,
I was a Ghana fan. I just loved his energy.
Boss player, wasn't he?
Just loved his energy.
Sorry. Yeah.
Imagine him running around Alan. He'd be running around in little circles around Alan.
He's a different player, isn't he? He's a lot better than somebody. Kenny's saying we're not being linked with anyone, thank God. Probably more Deadwood signing. Still waiting to see if being linked with Andy Carroll. Swap Max Aarons for Holgate. That's I like that. That's a decent shout.
Unfortunately, I think Norwich was wise to that one.
Swap a Wolby for the pie seller. William.
Are you looking forward to the game on Wednesday?
So friendly, innit? What time is this one?
I think.
What?
Time you checked the picture time.
Jesus. I'm in at work at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
It's 11 o'clock again.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
You know what, to be honest with you, I felt like absolute crap today. I felt awful last night because I obviously didn't go to bed till 1:30, 2 o'clock or something like that. Stayed up for the trophy lift. Confetti out.
That's not me.
And on Wednesday, it's going to be another one. It's going to be, I think this is David again. He's watching on Twitter. He's saying, I'm going to fall asleep again. He fell asleep as well. It's Steve. It's a good job you joined me. Mr. Mabbs fell asleep, missed the second half and the penalty shoot.
Hang on. I fell out at 60 minutes. At least I got some of Darren and Diamond. Those American swats really put me off.
That's the first time we've won a trophy and I haven't cheered because they were all in bed.
I'll see you in another 25 years for the David's message to say he did see the pens. So
John Joe's pen, that just stole the show.
Absolutely brilliant. Fantastic penalty and very John Stones-esque. Put a few smiles on the faces and a wink as well.
Well, also today is a very momentous day for the club.
Yeah.
Off the field, we have finally started Bramley Moore officially. Oh, saying, still it's not happening. Obviously,
I drove past it before, and they're putting just before you get to the Bramley Moore pub, as you look into it on the left.
Yeah.
There's porta cabins there now with that looks like it's going to be the workers' porta cabin areas and things like that, So yeah, but it'll never happen.
Of course it won't. It's still not happening. No, the cop-outs will still say that first game of the season. No, it'll never happen.
And you took our world heritage offers and all that.
Pathetic, absolutely pathetic thing that by UNESCO. You know what?
You see the difference there. The difference between us and them, Mabbsy, is we've done it with a bit of class and dignity. We've took a derelict area to create 17,000 new jobs. We're putting not Everton, but there's going to be a 1.6 billion investment in the 10 streets area around it. Now,
silly me, Steve. I know.
When the dark side wanted to put the new roof on, the area was deliberately ran down by the council. People were compulsorily purchased out the homes that they'd lived there.
Vandalised, firebombed. Yeah. End of the day, right?
So forget all that.
We regenerate an area. They derelict an area. They do to get the land cheap. Disgusting. I hate them. I really hate them. And I hope City win the league this season. Really do.
Oh, we win it.
Yeah, Steve, right there.
Well, okay, if we win it, happy days. I'm not going to argue with that. But as long as it's not them.
It's just, I don't know. It annoys me. It absolutely annoys me. That they've got the audacity to come out and say you got it. Even the council couldn't. The council went, so what? Take it off us then. Everton putting no money coming in with the stadium.
At the end of the day, there's three reasons why people come to Liverpool, right? It's the Beatles, it's the nightlife, and it's the football.
Mabbsy, give us some Primark off, mate.
Oh, sorry, Primark. Yeah, no, that's Birmingham. The biggest Primark is something ridiculous. But you know what I mean? It's the most ridiculous thing. UNESCO is an honorary title. What the city doesn't need is honorary titles. This city needs investment. This city needs jobs. And fuck them. Fuck UNESCO. They think, you know what? We're famous before UNESCO, and we're going to be famous afterwards. So fuck them.
Mm-hmm.
So I say.
Here.
Yeah. Fair, Steve. What is all your thoughts on the this new ticketing system?
Right. When I was on the forum, we had a lot of discussion over this. I actually spoke to the club last week. Asked them how we get the tickets. You go just before the season starts. If you've chosen the mobile option, you're going to get a link sent to you the week before to download. The problem you've got with that is, firstly, not everyone's got a smartphone.
No.
Yeah.
Secondly, the signal around Goodison, the Wi-Fi signal in Goodison Park is abysmal. It's shite.
It's shite.
Right.
Also, what if it's a night game and you're out
with
the lads and your phone dies?
Well, that's it. That's the thing. So I think what we're at the forum. I'm not on the forum anymore, by the way. I think what they're asking for is maybe can you put some charging points around the stadium? And also,
maybe Wi-Fi for the fans. I don't know.
Well, that's been on the agenda for quite a few years. The other thing is, I asked the question to the ticket office: can I opt to go for pay the £5 and get the plastic version rather than I did get it from my mobile? And they said no.
I really can't change it.
Well, the tickets have already gone out to be printed apparently. And she said, you've missed it now, so you've got to...
That's ridiculous, because I'm sure on Twitter I've seen somewhere where they said yeah, just ring the box office and we'll change it. So the fans forum was that. I think that was on. So you can't do that now.
I've got
Luckily,
the email. I've got the email here.
So, right, I opted for the £5. I paid it because I just thought I can't go to every game. And this year, unfortunately, due to work commitments, I'd love to, and I'm hoping I can go to. I'll go to the majority of them, but there's going to be the odd game where I'm going to miss, and I kind of think, am I going to be allowed to give it to my mate now? I just don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the score on that one because
I've got the plastic card from default because I don't want it attached to my phone permanently because I'm an entertainer, so I'm going to be missing some work. I'm going to be missing some of the matches because I'm going to clash with work on weekends, and I'm going to give my ticket to someone else.
Yeah.
So I imagine there's going to be a lot of people in that same boat, really.
Just I mean, as I say, me and Ray go to the game together. So.
Why are they charging for the cards when they didn't last season?
The other thing we were asking for is
correct. Absolutely. So how do you get out your phone batch drives again? It's the most ridiculous thing because even if you offer charge points, okay, fine. But what lead do you use? Do you bring your own lead? You got to bring a lead or a power bank, and it's just an extra added thing to fucking bring to the game with you. No, I'm happy paying the £5.
See, another thing we've got to look at as well as what we put to the club is look at our carbon footprint. Now, they're all right putting it on people's tablets and phones and what have you. You know what I mean? But as you say, Mabbsy, they need charging. They need power banks charging. What we asked for was a one-off ticket. So you get your ticket, you have your picture on it, and then you just keep that card till it falls apart. So next year, your season ticket will upload onto that card. Year after, the season ticket will upload onto that card.
But why not? Because at the end of the day, you're not moving seats until you move to Bramley Moore, and then you obviously need updating. Fine, fair dues. But if you're doing it season after season in the same seat, why do you need a new season card after season card after season card? It's the same technology, surely, that they can't be replacing the technology every year.
Yeah.
Steve,
makes a lot of sense.
Can I ask you about the Wi-Fi, actually? I mean, it sounds, I know I'm going a bit off topic, but you've obviously been on the fans forum. You did your 3 years. What was asking? Because we sit at half-time bored.
We've been asking for it for my tenure, 2 years, and I don't think they're going to do anything with it until we move.
No point investing in it, is there now? It's so expensive.
Yeah, same as the sound system. The sound system we've got is abysmal.
It really is, to be fair.
You sound good singing on it, Ryan, I'm telling you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
On a plus note, hopefully it's got 5G, so if you've got a 5G compatible device, I'm praying that actually works this season because it says up to 40,000 per base station, so I'm hoping 5G works.
I just want to
say enabled on the internet, so who knows.
The thing with the phone battery, obviously, charge your phone before you go out or bring a battery pack. I know.
You lose your phone on the way to the match.
But it's if you forget it, right, you're in a rush to get it to the pub. You could quite literally forget. I'm quite forgetful, to be honest. There's no, you could forget your charger, you could forget it, and then you're panicking. To me, it's ridiculous.
But if you lose your phone, what do you do then?
Well,
or upgrade your phone, or
emergencies. They can reprint the ticket, I imagine, but I don't think it's going to be a ticket you have to physically go on Wi-Fi to get. I think it'll just be in your wallet on your iPhone.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be.
Okay, so
that's what it's going to be. They're going to send you the link that's going to go into your wallet. But as you say, you drop your phone down the cars or something,
Yeah, and also you lose on a night out before, or you just quite literally have life going on around you. Life happens, unfortunately, and you lose it. You forget to do it, and then you get to the match, and there's 50 or 40,000 people, so you can't get on the internet. I'm quite happy with the decision to pay the £5.
Oh, I don't know where he's gone. Maybe his battery's gone. Just before my battery goes, I'll let you go. Fucking hell. Who's back in?
I don't know what happened there. It's just my iPad just decided to just cut out.
Everything's going. You've got your little willy dangling off the side of your headphones. You need to
get a new headset.
You need to sort that out, please.
No, will do.
Because you've gone from having the best setup to
Well, I'm homeless at the moment because my house has been rented out on Airbnb, so I'm just
okay.
I'm all here, there, and everywhere at the moment.
A big investment then in the headset?
Yeah, I've got enough cash now.
Just before I peg out, going back to Rafa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Final thoughts.
We've got him. Right. I didn't want him, I'll be honest with you. I looked at him in the Everton kit, the tracksuits, and I thought that it tarnished my day when I seen the Oompa Loompa Sammy Lee walking in with the same tracksuits on, and that crippled me right. But he's ours now. We've got him.
Sammy Lee's not back, is he?
Gonna get a charger.
No.
Hang on.
What?
He's going to get his charger.
Sammy Lee's not back, is he?
No, is he shite? No.
Thankful for that.
No, when he walked in that day, Sammy Lee walked in with Sam Allardyce.
Yeah.
I just thought, this can't get any darker. And then, okay, we've got that, but he's ours now.
Exactly. At the end of the
there's
day,
nothing me and you or Ryan can do, or people listening about him. We may not want him, but
I'm agreeing with you. At the end of the day, Steve, I love Everton more than I hate Rafa.
Yeah.
There we go. At the end of the day, that's my opinion. And all these people saying I'm not going to go because of them. Well, that's quite funny because we renewed at 98% or above. So that's not even happened. And probably the 2% have, unfortunately passed away or something like that. You're always going to get shrinkage. But it's only so worked out at 30,000. So 2% is what I think 800, if that.
I just feel sorry for the bedwetters who's got his tattoo on their arms.
Oh, the flags! They're not going to remove the flags, are they, from the stand? I think I said to one of the cop-outs because he posted the flag and I said, "Why have you got the Everton manager on your flag?" Fucking idiots.
So we're stuck with him now. But there we go.
And it's just got to get behind him. Hopefully, some positives, signings are coming. So, I mean, my pet hate is Iwobi. He's my pet hate. I watch him and watching people off the ball, and I watch him off the ball, and he's a reactive player. He thinks, "What fuck, we should have been there." And he's not a footballer, then, mate. I'm telling you. If he's a footballer, tell you. So answer Andy Ford, I would. He is a winner. Let's face it. Obviously he won it with them, but he's a winner. So you know what? It is what it is. We're never going to change it now.
Let's get behind him. Let's stop the moaning amongst ourselves. Let's get together. Let's get behind him. As let them show what Everton fans are really about.
Kenny, I'm taking my seat. I'm bloody having my seat. There's no way I'm not taking my seat. That's the one thing I'm definitely taking. Guaranteed. I'll rip it off. I'm not asked.
Do you think they'll let us do that?
Yeah.
Don't give me
the
I'll buy it. I'm not bothered, but I'm having my seat. You know what? I've got the spare room. I'm going to get an artwork and then have 2 seats, my seat and some random seat. I'm doing it anyway, so do you like it or not?
Okay. Guys, we've hit an hour mark. I just really, really want to quickly touch, and I know we haven't had time to go over the Pumas game really on Wednesday, but hopefully someone from the channel will be able to talk about that game after the event. But just very, very quickly, StubHub is gone for Everton, replaced with this new ticketing system. I'm going to give my opinion on this very, very quickly and then bring you in just before the battery dies. We've literally got a couple of minutes. They are saying that if you don't want to go to the game now or can't go to the game, you effectively return the ticket to the club. They then sell the ticket at its normal face value. So the ticket that I pay £31 for in the Park End, I think
it's 30, right? It's 29 something because it's no no more than what the away fans pay. So it is about 30 quid. So yeah.
So us three, and David, who also is in the park end.
Yeah. So me, Ryan, I think I'm quite literally 2 rows in front of Ryan and David, to be honest. Quite same seat number, but just 2 rows in front.
Yeah, you tried to get next to us, but Steve's also in the park end, so we'll see you.
No, I'm up at Bullens.
You're in the park end?
No, up at Bullens.
Is it your mate with the garage who's in the park end? Someone was telling me.
Yeah, Kenny.
Yeah, he's in the park end.
Yeah.
You're in the upper Bullens.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. Sorry for that miscommunication. But what I would say is they've effectively taken our £30 ticket back. And
45 quid.
They're charging 45 quid for that ticket. So what they're doing there for me, they're cutting out.
That's going to then. Let's be honest, it's going to Everton in the community. That £15.
I will say, yeah, I was going to say that's going to Everton in the community. Great. Okay. Good. But we're not all supporting the charity to that extent. Okay. I think you should still have the choice to sell the ticket at your own discretion.
I think
to whoever you want.
It should be lower than the face value, and also I think because a lot of people do no higher than what you paid for it. Again, that's fair enough, but again, annoys me because you can't even take the cash out. You've got it then goes onto a credit for next year.
And I don't like. I know it's going to be popular with some because people hated StubHub, but I don't like the idea of my ticket goes back. I can't, potentially give it away because of COVID, and they're going to be very funny about who's going in on other people's tickets. So I'm returning it back to the club, and then the only ticket option they're going to have is to pay 45 quid for the ticket. Well, I like the option of being able to get cheap tickets for like 20 quid.
It's on the condition that they sell it as well. So it's not even saying, well, we'll buy it back from you. It is if it sells again.
So yeah, it's amazing for the charity, but I think there will be people who lose out. They won't sell the ticket because they won't get 45 quid for the seat, and they won't. They also won't see the benefit of the money till next season. So there'll be some people touting tickets privately. But I think the most important thing from my side of it being more negative, because I know you two are going to come in really positive, I'm expecting Steve to come in positive, is that it's going to stop people who want to go, who can't afford to pay the 45 quid, who used to wait and get 30 quid tickets the night before from going.
And also,
that's a shame.
And again, they're not going to... It's 45 quid, so it's an adult ticket. So even if it's a child's seat, right, that if you want to take your kid with you, there's 2 seats there, they're both paying 45 quid.
Yeah. At the moment, it will change. That will change in December, I think. Steve, can I just get your opinion on this then? Because I'm very happy.
I just think go back to the old system. I mean, if I can't go to the game, I want to be able to give me tickets to my daughter or one of my mates who can go, or a kid who can't afford. Just do you want to go to the game? I can't go and go. Here's my ticket. I mean, and that just took all that away. Now, this is all being brought in again from the bedwetters across the park because they're selling this. Yeah, they're selling the season tickets. There's lads who've got about 10 season tickets who've never been to a game. They just sell them £300 or £400 for the game. But why at Everton? Why are we doing? I don't know. I just think we've lost the plot on it.
I mean, there's a lad in my work. He said, if I can't go to the game, I'm going to get my upper brothers to take him. Now, can he do that? Because he's going to be able to do that? Probably not.
No. Yeah. I think it's going to be some sort of rule on who and who can't go if you can't go in terms of the COVID, the system. We're going to have to show the double.
I mean, even I know the shite. I know they bought in a seat tickets in this season as well, and I think what they said is you can nominate like a certain amount of people, which hopefully that's better. Hopefully they can do that. But as I say, my job won't allow me to go to every game this season, unfortunately. But it's just mad. It's madness.
Guys, one final thing on that. It remains to be seen if we can't go a game, if we can pass it to someone else of our preference. maybe a family member, Steve, as you said, friends and family. I'm sure we'd all do that in the instance I'm going to be missing games. I'm sure we all will, not necessarily through choice. But it's an interesting concept that now it has to go back to the club and they sell it for face value. And we'll see how it goes. I think if people can't go to the game and can't afford 45 quid for a ticket, it's unfortunate for them now. That the pub isn't there. But I think there is a lot of positivity about the system because there are people selling the tickets for a lot of money and
Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's great when you get the premium games and you do see the tickets for 120 quid. But that's not right. But then it takes away the less of the tickets. The majority of fans, season ticket holders, aren't selling it on the expensive side. They're selling it under what they paid for it. So, but it is what it is, isn't it?
Steve, thank you very much for coming on. Andy, Mr. Mabbs,
No problems.
pleasure. Thank you very much. It's been an excellent show. I've really enjoyed it. We can talk all night. Guys, thanks for watching. We've got Andrew saying, take care. Thank you.
Too, fella.
And this one as well. Jeff Brellisford.
Up the fucking Toffees. Yes, Jeff.
New season about to start. And cop-outs are still gobshite. Night and God bless.
On that bombshell. See you later, guys. And be sure to subscribe and search for Follow Everton.
How did that go?
It went great. See you soon.